Yeah, so hi, my name is Max. I founded FANTOPLAST with 4 friends of mine. We have backgrounds in design, finances, and also kind of plastic engineering. And before we really created those really nice panels, it all started in an association called Precious Plastic Vienna. And before we were able to produce very nice panels in the sizes of 2 by 1 meters for like interior architecture, furniture building, or architecture, we started off with melting plastic in a pizza oven, which was very messy in the beginning. This association still also exists in Book, and we're mainly doing workshops there. So at the moment we have our core collection, which is like 20 different designs. Actually at the moment it's 18 because recycling sometimes tends to be a little bit difficult because your material streams might change. And also a thing is we are producing locally and we are sourcing our post-industrial waste locally or regionally. So what is it actually the type of plastic that we're using? It's not PET bottles, but it's close to it. So maybe you have heard of PET-G, since we are in a makerspace that is commonly used also in 3D printing. But there's also other material streams, which I will talk about in a second. And we're mainly using that because it has very nice physical properties for a panel. So one material stream, which is, I would also say, very regional to Austria, is ski lift glassing. We're using, or also like tractor glassing. Actually, there's a company, I think, close to Linz, where we are sourcing our brown and black material from. Then there's also medical products, so our blue colors mainly come from medical products. If you're ever searching for clean waste, medical or food is a very good sector to look into because they have quite high regulations. So you know, if something drops on the floor, it's immediately trash, but it is precious to us. And then there's also our transparent panels, which are made from mainly foiling material, so it's mainly in packaging. And there's a bunch of technical issues sometimes when you're sourcing and you're working with 100% recycled materials. So it could be moisture, forming little air bubbles. This is just also a little bit about the process. So we have like a heat press where we pour in the granulate, which we buy from our recycling partner, which is like 50 kilometers from us. And it's a very handcrafty approach actually, so we are somehow industrial and somehow not, I would say. Then the steel mold gets into a press, it's pressed with heat and time and pressure, and in the end you receive a beautiful panel most of the time. Sometimes you also have like some other types of plastics mixed into it, so yeah, there can be different things. Just to give you an idea about the whole I mean, this is constantly expanding and changes because recycling is a rather complex endeavor, I would say. So basically, yeah, we are buying from our recycling partner. We are also using our own cut-off material and shred it again in our workshop. And we are also buying some material back from our clients if they ever feel like our panels are not nice anymore. So we have done a bunch of projects. Until now, we are on the market for maybe a year now. This was a lovely chair done by Paco Collett, a German designer, and he was also like kind of looking into the idea of optimizing the cut-offs. This is a bar that we did in the 20th district, I think, on Volkertmarkt. Here we actually created a very individual panel because it was 2 designs layered, so that at some point when the bar owner wants to change up the design, he can just flip all panels around and has a brand new design of a bar. Then we are also doing like cut-off, like cut and finishing services. There's also a very fun little experiment that we did, which did not work unfortunately. To create our surface, we are using baking paper at the moment. And the idea was to maybe fix scratches with just a household iron and then some baking paper. Unfortunately, this did not really work. This is a very nice chair done by Beatrice Müller, also a German designer. I think what was interesting with this project is that she has a rather open source approach. So she has like different parts that you could always get anywhere, or like, yeah, most of the times I would say. Then we're also kind of looking into product development, like, you know, we are producing panels and we also need to kind of think about what can you do with our panels. But products are a little bit more complex because they usually involve many different materials. This is a rather simple one. what was interesting about this one, it's like a soap holder actually. Yeah, some other stuff that we as well do is kind of consultant services for also companies where we're looking at waste streams and trying to find applications inside of that company again. Yeah, unfortunately I can't really tell a lot about this project because it is disclosed. What we also do is we are also doing like exhibition, workshop formats and are trying to kind of educate about plastic recycling, different types of plastic, what you can do with it. I think you know those little tabletop spinners. If you are here in Happylab, they also have a small injection molding machine where you can create those. This also resides from the global initiative Precious Plastic a little bit. Yeah, and we also do like workshop formats where you can come to us and create like individual designs. It's also very interesting. Like we're also trying to do like artist editions. Like we recently launched our first artist edition where we actually worked with a painter. Overall, why we do all that, it's pretty obvious. Plastic waste is a global and pretty shit problem. I'm sure you're familiar with plastic islands floating through the ocean, or that microplastic is going into our soil and changing the behavior of worms, for example. But just to give you the idea of our impact, it's like we can recycle approximately 120 tons per year, which is unfortunately only 0.01% of the Austrian plastic waste, so it is quite little. Yet, if you do the calculation different, it's actually like approximately 30 people, so I'm making my family climate neutral. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're located in the Seestadt, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so live in this company.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes with the metro from here.